broadcast. And today I was just pondering the idea of freedom. There's a lot of things that go with this idea. We think of about free will. God's will for us is perfect happiness, and in heaven, our free will is perfect happiness. We think about freedom as applied to choice. We think of it in terms of its opposite, in terms of the mind, which would be imprisonment. And the ego is the imprisonment of the mind. To believe you're something that you're not is what the imprisonment is. To forget that you're divine spirit, the divine Christ created by God, and to take on a worldly flesh, time-space identity, that's a major identity confusion. So today's theme will be freedom, and I will read a few passages from the Course that help us get clear about this freedom. And then I have a song from Slava that is called Freedom, and that'll be our music meditation, the song meditation to round it out. So let's start today by talking from chapter 2 about freedom. The first step toward freedom involves a sorting out of the false from the true. This is a process of separation in the constructive sense and reflects the true meaning of the apocalypse. Everyone will ultimately look upon his own creations and choose to preserve only what is good, just as God himself looked upon what he had created and knew that it was good. At this point, the mind can begin to look with love on its own creations because of their worthiness. At the same time, the mind will inevitably disown its miscreations, which, without belief, will no longer exist. And then from chapter 3, peace is a natural heritage of spirit. Everyone is free to refuse to accept his inheritance, but he is not free to establish what his inheritance is. The problem everyone must decide is the fundamental question of authorship. All fear comes ultimately, and sometimes by way of very devious routes, from the denial of authorship. Capital A authorship. God is my author. God is my creator. The offense is never to God, but only to those who deny him. To deny his authorship is to deny yourself the reason for your peace, so that you see yourself only in segments. This strange perception is the authority problem. So this particular section here from chapter 3 reminds me of the introduction, that free will does not mean you can establish the curriculum. It just means you can decide what you want at a given time. So in heaven, our inheritance is pure spirit. God is spirit. God creates as spirit, and Christ is pure spirit. Our true identity is pure spirit. And in this world, we could say that our inheritance could take the form of, we'll call it forgiveness, because forgiveness is sorting out the true from the false, seeing the false as false, and returning the power and the glory to the divine mind, where the power and glory is, not in the form. So basically, we have to accept our inheritance, which is our divine innocence, which is our I am presence. We'll jump to chapter 22, the light of the holy relationship. Do you want freedom of the body or of the mind? For both you cannot have. Which do you value? Which is your goal? For one you see as means, the other end. and one must serve the other and lead to its predominance, increasing its importance by diminishing its own. Means serve the end, and as the end is reached, the value of the means decreases, eclipsed entirely when they are recognized as functionless. No one but yearns for freedom and tries to find it. Yet he will seek for it where he believes it is and can be found. He will believe it is possible of mind or body, and he will make the other serve his choice as means to find it. Where freedom of the body has been chosen, the mind is used as means whose value lies in its ability to contrive ways to achieve the body's freedom. Yet freedom of the body has no meaning, and so the mind is dedicated to serve illusions. This is a situation so contradictory and so impossible that anyone who chooses this has no idea of what is valuable. Yet, even in this confusion, so profound it cannot be described, the Holy Spirit waits in gentle patience, as certain of the outcome as he is sure of his Creator's love. So, this is really helping us see today that as long as we pursue freedom of the body, personal freedom, freedom of mobility, freedom of choice of the body, seemingly between different things, different places, different people, different objects, as long as we're looking for that personal sense of freedom, we won't find true freedom, because freedom is of our divinity. That God created us as a beautiful spirit, an extension of God's love. And you might say that's the best use of the words free spirit, to be the Christ, to be as God created you, to be the I am presence, to be pure spirit is what freedom is. And yet, when the ego is believed to be real, the belief in separation from God, once it's believed to be real, then the freedom is just a concept and it's projected out onto the body. It could be a free citizen, a free man, a free woman, a free person, living in a free country, projected onto the countries even. You see, this is a concept of freedom that has nothing to do with reality, because it's a concept that the ego made up. The ego made up all time and space to keep us from discovering our free will as a perfect creation of God's eternal love. So if we pursue the concept of freedom, freedom of the body, then the mind is seen as just nothing more than a learning device, a brain that can learn skills and abilities to earn money so that the body can be free. And eventually we start to see this is a scam, because when we devote our full attention to questioning our beliefs, questioning our concepts, and releasing our judgments, then we come back to true freedom. Freedom then would be the relinquishment of judgment, not mastering judgments to earn more money, to buy more things for freedom of the body. So you can see, am I going to use my mind as a means of miracles to discover my true divine freedom, or am I going to use the body as a means, or as an end actually, so that everything I do in terms of learning, pursuing, succeeding, achieving, accomplishing is all for the body's betterment? You know, we can't have it both ways. Jesus is telling us, what do you want? Freedom of the body or freedom of the mind? For both you cannot have. Okay, we're ready for our beautiful song from Svava here, and this song is called Freedom. Sit back and enjoy.
Like a river side of freedom reaches me, as my lips kiss the sea, into the depth of the ocean. I dive to you, my love. To you, my love. I give my life. I give my life. I give my life to you. I give my life. I surrender to your grace. I am gone without a trace, the long journey is over now. It's over now. I am the home. I am the ocean now. The side of freedom. The side of freedom reaches me, as my lips kiss the sea, into the depth of the ocean. I dive to you, my love. I give my life. I give my life. I give my life to you. I give my life to you. I give my life. I give my life.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Freedom, freedom. Let freedom ring in your heart today. As a perfect child of God, created in the likeness of God, as spirit, pure I am presence. Thank you. Carry the freedom with you today. Shine your light. Live in freedom. Dance as the weight has been lifted. Yeah. Forgiveness lifts all the weights away. We're back to the pristine innocence of being a pure creation of God. Okay. I love you.